So thank you. Apologies just for the mandatory Resource Efficient Scotland slides at the beginning of this. Resource Efficient Scotland is a programme delivered by Zero Waste Scotland. We are government funded. Our aim is to help organisations across Scotland make savings by using resources more efficiently. As the slide says there, Scottish organisations could save 2.9 billion every year by using energy and water more efficiently and reducing their waste. Just a few facts. Scotland spends over 100 million every year throwing away recyclable materials, and on average each individual consumes 150 litres per day. Only 7% of that is used for cooking and drinking. The rest of that is used to flush toilets. A little bit about our services. We offer advice and support through a free service. It's available to everyone. It can be online support, or it can be telephone advice, or indeed it could be on-site interventions where we will come on site, identify opportunities and help you develop those. That is up to 5 days of support, and that would depend on the scale of the organisation and indeed the opportunity. We do have more strategic interventions with the public sector, such as oil and coal boiler replacement programme, strategic energy audits across the NHS estate, and reuse of mobile assets. So these are all programmes that are run from our office in Stirling. On the website, there is an extensive suite of tools and guidance that's available. Things like the lighting toolkit, which is available, best practice guides on building management systems and water management, and many more. Rebecca has mentioned the Heat Network Partnership and our role in that, and you've seen this slide. This is the website that we are responsible for maintaining, and indeed we maintain the database of projects that is on there. Now that is currently 250 odd projects that are up there. They do range from the smaller scale, which might just be a biomass boiler serving 2 buildings, up to the city scale projects, if you like. They're all displayed in a geographic basis on there, so it's quite an interesting tool to go on there, and there's a lot of information in terms of good practice guides and reports, which we are maintaining and getting up as we go along. I'd also want to highlight the inquiry form that's there, because that really should be your best route to support from the Heat Network Partnership. That really is targeted at all the partners. They all receive it, and that should deploy the best support available to you. This slide here is describing it's a short version of the journey you might take establishing a district heating project, from the kind of early concept, feasibility stages, through to the construction and procurement phases. Res support tends to be at the beginning, early stage concept and feasibility, whereas the Heat Network Partnerships through Scottish Futures Trust have expertise in developing business models and taking these projects through to actual construction. Our support, if it's available, if you want feasibility studies, is co-funded. It's co-funded on a 50-50 basis. Steve Veer has already mentioned the Low Carbon Infrastructure Transition Programme. It just trips off the tongue. That can support the implementation phases of this journey. Again, that would be available on a 50-50 co-funded basis. We do realise that we are at risk of maybe developing a kind of piecemeal approach or reactive approach to establishing these energy projects, and maybe missing the bigger picture with some of these projects. Therefore, I mean, a large part of our work next year will be on establishing support for local authorities to develop strategies for district heating. Each of these strategies will put in place a plan for the participating local authority that will establish a plan and a clear pathway to actually implementing district heating projects. The approach we will take with this is a kind of group or cluster, and those of you who are familiar with carbon management, that's the approach that was adopted there. So we'll take local authorities through in clusters, through a programme where we will provide the tools, the templates that will be needed to develop the strategy, kind of handhold organisations through that process through 6 modules. It will be delivered over a 6-month time period. And the main benefits are obviously you can access the expertise that's available through the Heat Network Partnership. We will offer one-to-one consultancy support through that programme, and you benefit from the knowledge sharing of other local authorities going through at the same time. And Scottish Government will be writing out to everyone, asking if they want to participate, so please expect that letter soon. This is the first draft of what the programme will look like. Module 1 will be about the team structure and capacity building, so that's about forming the relationships that will be needed to deliver these projects, both internally and externally. Module 2 is about embedding the heat map. Now, we are aware that the heat map is out there and Rebecca has described its use, but perhaps it has not been used correctly, so we need to actually give instruction, demonstrate how this tool can be used to identify projects and move them forward. Module 3 is around planning and policy, so it's considering the new developments out there and existing developments that might be linked to establish more extensive heat networks. Module 4 is about financial structures, so this will be using the Scottish Futures Trust tools that are available and guidance on district heating. It will cover the local authority powers, public procurement and other regulation, the role of ESCOs, finance structures, sources of finance, etc. Module 5 will finish defining the project itself. Hopefully we will come up with a list of projects that can be taken forward and complete the document itself. Finally, I just wanted to finish with a case study. This is Owens, Illinois, in Alloa. So a Resource Office in Scotland study identified the potential to recover large quantities of heat that were being emitted from the furnace stacks there. Now that is available to actually heat 2 schools. There are some processes nearby as well. There are other council buildings, and the plan is that a heat network will be established in collaboration with Clackmannanshire Council, who will develop the business model going forward to allow that to happen. And I probably cantered through that very quickly because I've not had the 5-minute warning. But just to say, if anyone does have projects that they wish to discuss through the Heat Network Partnership, we do have a stand upstairs, so we'd be happy to see you there. Thank you.